Small Talk. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Small Talk. You already know, two queens, two perspectives, one topic. Britt, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about the married life versus the single life.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I kind of feel like there might be, or I wonder if there's more benefits to being single than being married.
We would have to go to the pros and cons of that, because I feel like there's a lot of good things about being single,
right?
But then there's a lot of terrible things about being single.
Okay.
So I don't know which I don't know which one is better.
As a single person, I feel like you've been able to experience both, right? So you've gone through the single life, and now like you can speak firsthand experience on this married life. For me, first of all, married life is scary in my mind, and I'm just like you're with that one person,
for the rest of your life,
and that is your one person. And I feel like as a single person, like my cutoff game can be so strong. Like if I don't like you, the next day,
that's it.
I have no, okay, bye.
Right. I think that, so when you're married, you literally become one. Like, and I thought when people said that, it's like, oh, that's so cliche.
Yeah.
The Bible or whatever quote says, you're one. It's real, because you no longer think just for yourself. You have to think about your partner too.
Right.
So when, like you just said, when you're done, you're done. Like, there is no done here unless we're signing some papers and we're paying to be done. Of course, there's separation. You guys can separate, but I feel like you can't just have an argument and just walk away, or not return a text, or leave the house to go for a joyride and come back when you feel like you can't do those things.
In my mind, that's a win for the single life, because I could do all of those things. Like think about it like this, right? Like, you're right. Like, when you're married, you have to think of the other person, right? As a single person, because there's also, like, when you think about like the single life, it could be like you're single and you're not dating, right? You're single and you're dating, but you're not married, right? So for me, as someone that's not dating, right, either, it's like I can hang out with my friends whenever I want to, and I don't have to text anybody to check in. Like, I could have my guy friends, right? And then not be thinking in the back of my mind, like, oh, well, I know we can't hang out anymore because I don't have that problem.
So I'll say that it goes both ways, because you can still bring those things over into your marriage. You can still hang out with your friends.
Okay.
You can still have guy friends, depending on who your partner is. And I think a lot of it is about trust. I was one of those women that didn't grow up with many girlfriends, or I didn't get along with many girls.
Yeah.
I have my circle of girls, of course.
Right.
But dudes, I was just like, oh, what's up? Yeah. I was one of the homies always.
Right.
So,
an actual homie.
Yeah, we never did nothing. Right. A real friend. And I feel like when I got married, there's some dudes that kind of stayed in my life a little bit because they've been around for so long, X amount of years. He knows about every last one of them. He knows them by name. A lot of them are married too. Yeah. And we either you've seen him on FaceTime, or now he's the homie with them too. So there's no secrets in a marriage. So that part of it, I feel like it's just a trust in your partner. Yeah. Now the friend thing, my partner is okay with me going with my friends, but the check-in thing, I'm a check-in. Right. And when he goes with his friends, I expect him to check in. Right. Sometimes he does it. It's the single man mentality. It's this, the single, like, you're not used to it. You're not used to that. Right. But it's just, I think it dwindles down to like respect. Yeah. Because you have someone that's at home, and not saying that I'm waiting for you or I think you're doing anything. Right. Yeah. It's just like, you've been gone out of our home for X amount of hours. Right. It's now 2:00 in the morning, 1:00 in the morning, 12, whatever time it is. Like, and where are you at? Like, what are you alive? Do I need what's going on? So that part of it is kind of like you have to, but I don't know, because so I try and think sometimes, because I'm like, dang, not reporting to somebody or being so independent, doing things on your own, even like you said, if you're not dating somebody, just being you, just being an individual. Right. The other part of it helps you build character. When you're with a partner and you're so stuck in you, and like what you know and how you feel and whatever, it leaves a lot of room for you to be closed-minded. Oh, okay. And I feel like, I mean, some people are open-minded naturally.
But I see what you're saying, though.
But when you have somebody that doesn't agree with you necessarily all the time, or likes to throw their opinion in things, it opens your mind to kind of think like, wow, this is how someone else thinks, other than me.
Yeah, I see that.
It can help.
Yeah, I see that. I hear you. Still team single here. Because even with that, right, like I think that, because in my mind, I'm like, yes, that makes sense. But I'm like, but I have friends in my life that they have different opinions than me too, right? Yeah. And like, or even, because this is the part that I was thinking of too, because I think even outside of that type of stuff, like building your character and like having to check in and stuff like that, small things like think about the decor of an apartment. Mm-hmm. If I'm by myself, it's the way that I want it to look. Right. I don't have to compromise. I don't have to find a middle ground.
Right.
It's all of me. I don't have to compromise. I don't have to settle in any regard. When you're married, though, you have to have a little piece of both people, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you find that you have to? I mean, I want to hear your perspective on that.
From personal experience, no. Okay. So, like, he's very, it's whatever you want, like whatever you like. Okay. He's one of those. If he doesn't like it, he's gonna tell me like, I don't like that. Don't put that up there. But for the most part, it's like I can dig it. If you're feeling it, I'm feeling it too. He's decor is kind of like a woman thing anyway. I just feel like there's certain things that certain elements I had to bring to our home. So like I was so used to hanging up pictures of me and my family and whatever. Yeah. So when his family was coming over for the first time, I'm like, this is my family too now. So both of our families have to be represented in this home. Mm-hmm. So I have pictures of them everywhere. Yeah. And I have pictures of my family everywhere, just to kind of keep that balance, to remind us both, like, this is our home. These are things, if he's a family man and so am I. Yeah. These are two important things to you. So I had to consider him in that type of way. I feel like compromising in general in a marriage, you have to. Right. You have to. And that's one thing about that I will say a pro for being single. I didn't have to compromise for nobody. Right. I did what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, when I wanted to do it. And I didn't have to like think about like, oh, I can't do this because he may feel. Right. Or something as simple as what you wanted to eat. Like, I want pizza tonight. He didn't want pizza. He want chicken. And I'm like, but I don't want chicken. I want pizza. Right. Compromising is getting the pizza and the chicken. But now I got to spend more money.
See, and that brings up my next point, right? Because I'm like, even when we think about like grocery shopping, right? Mm-hmm. Like me as a single person, and I'm into budgets and stuff like that. Like I have a $50 a month grocery budget. A month. Yeah. Girl. Right? Yeah, 25. Yeah. And once again, I'm in this whole like budgeting, saving, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so for me, and if I'm really splurging, I could do $100 a month. But I'm not going over $100 a month for groceries. But in my mind, like you see, even your expression, how could you do that?
You can't do that unless you're eating corn out the can.
Ew, I don't eat corn out the can. That is not a part of my
but like, first of all, men naturally eat. To me, they eat a lot more than women do.
Exactly.
So like this little tiny bowl of pasta, salad, whatever that we can survive on, they're looking at you like, what is this rabbit food? Like, I need more than this.
Right. That's my point. So it's expensive.
It is.
But then I will say this for the married folk or people that are living together and stuff like that. You do split the bills though. right? If that's something you decide to do. Like for me, everything's on me. I don't have all right, well, I'm gonna pay the rent and then you pay the light bill, even if it's not a 50-50 thing, right? So that is one thing I feel like y'all could save money in that regard, but like I only pay for one car. I only pay for, you know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things I feel like I am saving money. Even small things like this is gonna be whatever. We're here now. Small talk, real talk. Toilet paper. I don't need all the toilet paper that that a married couple would need.
Yeah.
Small things. Yeah. Small things.
Yeah. It's a lot to consider. I think that I remember in my head, I'm like, oh, I got my partner. He's cool. Like, he's super chill, right?
Yeah.
And I'm super like, we're opposites. So I didn't think anything of it. I thought like we were a great balance. Everything was going to be cool, whatever. Right. When we did counseling, and I highly suggest counseling to everyone before you get married. Yeah, like go see somebody, marriage counseling somewhere. Finances, like you were just talking, splitting bills and stuff. That is one of those things that you don't. Some people don't take it very serious.
Okay.
They don't, because now as a single person, here I am, here he is with our single mentalities. Right. We have our own bank accounts.
Right.
You're not checking for me how much money I make. I'm not checking for you how much money you make, but we're married now.
Right.
So my bills are your bills are mine, and we got to pay this thing off together. So what we doing? And that's something that I didn't consider for a long time, because even with my daughter going to school, she has like her school bills and her things. I don't look to, for a long time, I'm just like, oh, I got it. He's like, here.
Right.
And I'm like, what are you doing? You know, it's just I'm so used to just doing things on my own. So.
Wow. And I guess, and I do think that I think that, and y'all let us know, because I feel like there are a lot of perks to being single, right? Like there just are. But I do think that there will come a time when, like, it's just not enough to have your girls' nights, like for me, right? Like it's not enough to be able to just hang out with your guy friends, right? Like you want somebody that's more than even just like a roommate, right? I think there does come a point in some people, right? Because some people, they want to be single forever and just have adventures all the time, or just not be bothered with somebody up under them, right? Which is super valid. But I think for other folks, and I think that's why it's important to take the time to have that season of singleness and explore that, whatever that can be like for you, because there will come a time where then you do have to, if you want to, then go into the married life, right? Or just long-term relationship type of stuff where you do have to think about all of those things. And then there will be a whole different set of pros, right? When it comes to like marriage and stuff like that, that for me, honestly, I get it. Shout out to all my married folks out there and people that's like engaged and all that fun stuff. But some days I just be like, I don't think I could do it right now. You know, like I'm finally, for myself, I think I'm finally getting to the place of like enjoying being single. Because I always thought like being single meant you just had to be preparing for when you get married. And that's not true. You can just enjoy self, right? And like the people that care about you and all that kind of stuff. And I think one of the biggest pros of being single, I think, is you really have that opportunity, if you so choose to take it, to really focus on yourself and to really build yourself and to grow and to be whoever you want to be and be able to come to the table, right? Not empty-handed. Like you don't want to, because they always say like, people always say like, oh, that's my other half. And it's like, well, no, you should be a whole person. A complete person, right? And then just be with somebody who's also whole and complete, and you just support each other in that, right?
I can agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like in order to have a successful marriage or to even get to the point of marriage, you have to find self first. We talk a lot about self-love, self-care, self-whatever, empowerment, whatever it is that word you deem necessary for you. That just totally remind me to edit it here. Whatever you deem necessary for yourself, you have to find that within you first before you can be able to support somebody else. I gotta love me first. So that definitely that season of singleness is necessary before you can jump into a marriage where you have to remember self, but also consider somebody else as well. And that's where the balance comes in. So there's pros. There's definitely pros of being married. Yeah. My bed is not cold. It's warm at night. It's like it's all, you always have your best friend around. It's relieving to know that, you know, you have somebody that's like ride or die, that will do anything for you. You guys go to bat for each other. You experience life together. You procreate. You do all those things. But then there's cons to everything, and then the pros of being single, where you just enjoy life for you. And then you can also have a little black book where you can call whoever you want, when you want, text whoever you want, when you want, how you want to do it, no strings attached, whatever.
I'm always down for a free meal and good conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Finessing free meals.
Hello?
2021.
What you doing, sis? You know what I'm saying? I mean, but this has been another episode of Small Talk. 2 queens, 2 perspectives, 1 topic. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.